Good morning, Dr. Raj. Good morning, all of you. Today we are here with another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about A to Z of MCCQE Part 1. Today we'll be discussing everything that you need to know from the beginning to an end. Basically, let's just assume one day I woke up and I decided I'm going to take MCCQE Part 1 because I want to go to Canada to a residency or practice. So this is the video you guys need to check out. Okay, Dr. Raj, please take over, and I'm going to allow you to please take over. I think you need to begin by
Hi,
sharing.
good morning. Yes, good morning. I'm gonna share my screen. So, yes, we're talking about QE1 today.
Great.
Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see perfectly.
All right, so QE1 is an exam that everyone needs to take. It doesn't really matter if you graduate from Canada or internationally. So it's licensing exam, everyone knows. So let's go with this exam. So this exam is one-day exam, computer-based, which is divided into two parts. First is a morning session, which is 4 hours to complete 220 multiple choice questions. Out of these 220 questions, 30 questions are pilot.
Right.
So
what does pilot mean?
Yes, pilot is basically means they are not going to be graded. They are just testing out those questions to use in the future, just to see how they're going to work out. So usually 30 questions on this exam specifically. And then the afternoon session is a 3.5 hours, and it doesn't have a multiple choice. It has a clinical decision-making questions. It's a 38 cases with the short menu. So short, it could be short written questions, should be a multiple choice question. It could be question where you have to select more than one choice and stuff like that. Or sometimes you even need to type up your answers. So these questions usually turn out to be 65 to 75 questions. And again, out of 10 are approximately pilot questions again in this case.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then this scoring system is wrong. I think they have a new one now. Yeah, I think they have a new one now, but this is how they used to score before. 100 to 400, passing score was 226, and questions are not like each question difficulty the question is. Based on the difficulty, that's how they score it. Right, and then cost is 113.
Dr. Raj, if I'm not mistaken, the fee has increased to $1,375. I think they have increased
I
it.
guess that could be right because these are my past notes. I haven't updated them.
Yeah.
I should take a look, and I haven't updated. Yeah, like I said, it's even I think score scale is changed too. They're using a different method now. So yeah, and exam sessions are 5 times a year. I'm pretty sure it's the same. You can usually take in January, April, July, September, October. So 5 times a year. So what does this doesn't mean they're only one day in January. It just means sometimes they have a window open. So 10 days, 15 days exams. Okay. Next is like before there was no like unlimited attempts, but now there's only 4 attempts. So you can try 4 times. If you don't score or if you don't pass, then it's no for you. So, however, there's a trick to this. 4 times does not mean everyone can try 4 times. If you passed your first attempt within 1 mark, then you cannot try for the second attempt.
Okay.
You're not allowed to have second attempt, only if you failed the first one. Right. So means you cannot improve your scores if you.
And how important is scoring high marks in the exam? Would it be okay if I just pass, or do I need to really score high marks?
Uh, Honestly, I don't know how they use this system into their actual like profiling when they're trying to determine who's the right fit for their organ. For me, like I would say go for the best, whatever you can do it. But if you didn't get what you wanted, it doesn't mean that you are not have like you cannot do anything about it. There's always other ways to make your profile stronger. And for sure, like there's certain cases like you can do that. Okay. And then these are like preparation sources. You can use Toronto notes. It's not a good one. It's pretty much like a reference guide, but that's the only Canadian source we have. There's an essential for Canadian medical licensing exam. It's a big book, kind of like a Toronto notes. Honestly, I tried using it. I didn't really quite understood what they're trying to do there. So I wouldn't recommend this one, second one. And then there's like master reports that's mostly for USA. But this is good if you want to understand concepts, key concepts, something that you are having difficulty with. Doing Right, it's another book. It's especially for ethics. And I highly recommend that anyone who's IMG go for the Doing Right, because ethics is one of the biggest challenge we have here in Canada, especially for
Absolutely, yeah.
you can always do Canada QBank. There's a lot of exams or questions there. There's with Canada QBank, you can also have a CDM questions, ethics there. Some people prefer to do UWorld. UWorld is good too, but I would just say don't focus too much on medicine there, because UWorld score like questions asks a lot of questions about from medicine, but Canada does not do that.
Right.
Much effort there, but like if you're using for psych, then that's good. Gynae is good, but just don't focus on a medicine if you're using UWorld, because Canadian scoring system is different. Okay, and then we need to have there's like good one. If the best source I thought was is MCC side. They have like simple exams there. So last time I checked, they had one full exam, which I had like a complete full exam. 200 to 110 multiple choice question and 38 CDM. That's exactly how the exam is gonna be. Okay, and it costed like around $520. It is expensive. I totally agree here. It is really expensive.
Almost half the price of the exam.
Yes, it is
And
expensive.
the thing that I really hate about this is that it does not correspond, or it does not reflect your actual exam marks, which is really disappointing. I mean, for me, if you get this, it doesn't matter you score 80% or 70% in this, it doesn't mean you're even going to pass the exam. So yeah, I really have, I mean, I'm not sure about this, but it's definitely a very good resource if you want to get familiar with the
Yeah,
exam.
I agree with you. The thing is, many people likes to have an idea before going into exam. So this is that idea.
Yeah.
So it is like it's kind of good way to see what kind of questions they're going to be asking. Like nothing is guaranteed, right? But for sure, this is a good resource.
Yeah.
And then they do have a few other question sets. Like they have a 1/2 exam, which is $325, but it has only 105 questions and 19 CDM scenarios. And then they do have another 3. Each is $120. And then there's a 100 multiple choice question 3 exams for that. And I think that one is $120 for each. It's a lot of like expensive. I'm pretty sure I did spend more than like $1,500 here on this side when I was preparing for the exam. But it was worth it. I feel like it was worth it. All right. Okay. So result usually comes in 6 to 8 weeks. Okay. Okay. Here is the important part I want to discuss. Like I said, UWorld focuses mainly on medicine. Canada doesn't do that. Canada's exams are divided into these 6 sections: medicine, peds, surgery, gynae, psych, and ethics. So 210 questions gonna be divided into these 6 sections. So approximately you're getting. So that's why I would say leave medicine, focus on the other 5. Because if you look at the Toronto Notes, medicine is for 1,000 pages. Peds is what 50, surgery is what 15, gynae is what 100, psych is what 50, preventive medicine is about I think 20 pages. So it makes what 300 pages for other 5 categories. So I would say focus on those 300s and leave medicine, 1,000 pages. So because medicine is only 30 questions, right? If you really want to do medicine, I would say go for surgery, go for emergency and family medicine. Because 20 out of 30 questions is going to be from those 2 topics. Okay, I hope that makes sense.
It does. It does.
Yes, this is how I studied. Like initially, I was focusing on a medicine, and I kept saying like, why I'm not like getting somewhere.
I'm sorry,
It was just my
I'm
question,
just
and the
getting
rest of the 180
replays, but
questions I was not studying.
you focused, you did not focus on medicine. When I studied, I focused mainly on psychiatry because I thought psychiatry was one of the most easiest topic for me. I mean, the subject for me. I was able to cram a lot of it because you need to cram specific medications, its side effects, and side effects tend to make very clear questions, even for CDMs and MCQs. And a lot of questions, they do come out from psychiatry in the exam, I must say. So I think for me, psychiatry
It's
was a
supposed
very,
to be 30 questions.
yeah.
Supposed to be.
Sometime you really cannot tell either. Like I still remember when I did my MCCEE examination, I thought everything in the exam was from OBGYN because every third question came like some lady, either she was pregnant or she came with a kid, either it was ops or gynae, ops or gynae. Every third question seemed to me was ops or gynae for my MCCE. So sometime in the exam, you really cannot tell that 30 questions are coming from here, 20 are coming from there. I really do not believe that it's very, accurately divided. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is how I felt.
Thing is, gynae, like lady coming with a child or pregnant lady coming to see you, it could be gynae, but it could be ethics too.
True.
So like I don't know exactly how they focus or make those questions, but this is what they say on their site.
Exactly. We are just saying what is written on their website. Exactly.
Right, so I'm not sure like how they measure it, how they do it. Do they count questions? Do they count scores? What do they do? Like according to their site, it's supposed to be divided equally into these 6 categories.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Sometimes even with the psych, you can have pregnant lady who was in post-op right now or postpartum, right? And she's having a blues. It could be psych question, it could be gynae, it could be ethics. I don't know which one is it.
Maybe it's difficult.
Yeah, so yeah, but I would definitely say like don't focus on a medicine because medicine is a big, while the other subjects are small. So I would definitely say, please read Ethics, the book, Doing Well. That one is a really good book. There are a few other ones too. I really didn't use the other ones. That's the only one I used. It has a lot of scenarios. It allows you to have a clear way of understanding what the ethics really mean. Okay, all right. So the exams are usually divided into two categories. One is dimension of the care, and second one is physicians. Then each of these two categories are further divided into four categories. So it could be health promotion, illness prevention. It could be acute care, chronic care, psychological aspects. And physicians' activities could be something like assessment, diagnosis, management, communication, professional behavior. So anything like that, how you approach something, how the communication is professional behavior. They're all kind of part of the ethics. So it's important to understand ethics here in Canada. And I think this is it for this exam. Anything I missed?
So, okay. Let us just summarize what basically how we begin. Let's just, as I was saying, you correct me if I'm wrong, or I'm gonna just summarize based to what I can, just think on my feet. So first of all, if I want to write, I want to practice in Canada, what I need to do is I need to write MCCQE 1, and then I need to apply for LMCC and the NAC OSCE, stuff like that. I mean, you guys need to check out the other video that we made the other day, the evolution of MCC examination. Anyhow, regarding the exam itself for MCCQE Part 1, if you need to write, you cannot just write the exam on its own. First, you need to make the physicians apply .ca account. For that, you need to go to mcc.ca website, and then the account itself, you need to register for $310. The account itself will cost you $310 Canadian dollars. Once you set up that account, you need to get your SVR done. SVR is basically your credential getting verified by the MMC website, and that would enclose, or that would encompass your diploma or your degree from the university. That would cost you another, I think, $135 to $150. So just to prepare before you could take the exam, you have to spend roughly $450. That would prep you up to register for the exam. That would cost you another $1,375. So roughly $1,850 to $1,900 Canadian dollars is what gonna cost you to write MCCQE Part 1. That is just plain and simple. If you buy your if you buy any preparatory material from MCC, there are different prices, $530, then there is $320, and then $100+ for each bank. It depends what you buy. So those are extra charges. So that is just for the exam itself. Once you have registered for your exam, let's just say you do not want to take the exam, or you can want to, because once we register for the exam, the day you register, from that day onwards, you have 1 year to write the exam. If we do not write the exam within 1 year, we can always extend our availability. For that, there is another fee, $110, stuff like that. So that's it. Basically, this is what it is. Let's just say we signed up for the exam by making a physician's apply account. After that, we set up our degree. And along with the degree, the MCC website would also ask for your copy of your passport. So that's these two things. After that, you can register for your exam by paying the fee. Then that is basically your setup for your exam. After that, we are discussing how we can prepare for the exam. Dr. Raj is suggesting Canada Q Bank. And then Dr. Raj, you would go up. I would just check out the resources. One of them is Toronto Notes, Canada Q Banks, Master the Boards, and then yeah, Doing Right for Ethics, and then Essentials for Canadian Medical License Exams. Out of these resources, I do not recommend most of them except Master the Boards. I mean, that's it. For me, Master the Boards, First Aid for USMLE Step to CK, and then UWorld and the QMAX. This is basically my all-out things that I always tell people to study from, even in our group. But again, different resources work differently for different people. To be very frank, whenever I studied from Toronto Notes, I went flat asleep. I could not focus at all while studying Toronto Notes. Even though Toronto Notes is an excellent book, I would say this is like, it has so much knowledge. It had so much knowledge that it put me to sleep. I couldn't grasp anything
Yeah,
because it's so crowded. The pages are so crowded that I don't know either to read this to that, or if there is no, it's just
it's a
blasted with
good
knowledge.
reference book.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a good reference book. But thing is that Toronto Notes has a tricks in it, so it has a certain objectives. It key means that's common ones that appear in the exam. So
Oh,
yeah, it does have like a few things like that.
you
So
mean
if you focus on that
you
key
mean the
only,
quick notes on the sides, the quick notes on the
no,
side?
key is usually in the main topic line. It's
Oh,
actual key, like picture of actual key. So that's pretty important one. If you see a key beside that topic, that means that's a common topic that they test on exam. If there's no
nice.
key, I would say just. And yeah, for me, I didn't like I went through Toronto Notes, but I made my own personal notes. After that, I didn't touch Toronto Notes. I just focused on what I have written down. Pretty much. That
Did
was
you
pretty
make
much
did
like
you
one
make
third
the
of the Toronto Notes.
did you make the keynotes as your original notes, or what kind of inspiration you took from Toronto Notes? It's a good point. It's a good point. It's very enlightening for you to tell us that the keynotes are the most significant part of Toronto Notes if you want to study from it.
Yeah. So I did try to focus mostly on a key part. So, but if something interesting or something I think I should know, I did want like out of way for that. But yeah, it did took me for a while to make my notes. Personally, I don't. Everyone has a different method of studying. If I'm reading a book or article, I usually don't touch that for the second time. I like to make my own notes when I'm reading for the first time. So if I need to review book or article, whatever that is.
So
So that's
how long did it take you to study for the exam, Dr. Raj?
it took me, I think, 4 to 5 months just to do the Toronto notes.
So did you just prepare the exam within 4 to 5 months, or you just read the book in 4 or 5 months?
I did 4 or 5 months for the book, and then I think I had another 2 months for the exam.
Okay, so basically it took you 6 to 7 months to prepare.
Everyone is different, honestly. For me, I like to work under pressure. So I started studying in November. My QE1 was in May, but my NACOSKI was in March, month before that. So I just did like that.
So you must be so confident that you booked your NACOSKI straight away, that you knew you're going to pass your QE1 and then you're going to write your
Actually,
NAC
I did NACOSKI before the.
or you
Sorry.
already had taken your NACOSKI before the exam?
No, I took a NACOSKI before the QE1. So NACOSKI was in March, QE1 was in May.
Oh, right.
So yeah, I studied like for both of these exams together. So, but like I said, I work well under pressure. If I know I have some 6 months to do something, trust me, I won't do that until last month. So
Okay, I'm pretty sure most of us are like that. We like to take it easy until the push comes to shove, and you gotta shove. I suppose most of us are like that.
but yeah, and like for me, I was working too at the same time.
Okay,
So
that's interesting. Yeah. So basically, you studied part-time and you did work part-time, and that is
Work
the,
was more like a full-time kind of thing, and I studied whenever I had a time.
okay. Okay,
So
so we need to wrap it up. Time is running out. Video is getting too long. Okay, so basically, you are suggesting 6 months. I always suggest 3 to 4 months because I feel people get bored. But it depends. If you're studying full time, if you're studying part time. So I think you studied part time, working part time. So that comes to 6 months. I am asking study full time, roughly 6 hours a day. That will take you 3 months to prepare for the exam. So it's roughly the same. After that, our resources are done. The results are within 6 to 8 weeks. And as always, if you guys need any help regarding the exam, any resources, if you want to join the groups, if you need resumes, you guys are more than welcome to contact us, join the group, join the Facebook, Twitter, and all our extensions. You're welcome to join. We would be happy to help. Dr. Raj, would you like to say anything?
I'm good. I'm just I would wish everyone a good luck, whoever is trying for the exam. Thank you so much.
And just on the finishing note, QE1 is a very passable exam. It is not very difficult. One of the thing is, what do you think? Is it very difficult exam? Just to sum it up.
I don't know. I feel like it's anxiety associated with the exam is a lot more than it should be. It is a licensing exams, and I understand that is it like whole day exam, 4 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening, half an hour break, so it makes 8 hour exam. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like I would just say, try to stay calm. I took 3 edibles.
Wow. Okay. The exam itself is
It's
so long
insane.
that it can be so, nerve-wracking. But the content itself, I believe, is not something out of, you would find it familiar, I believe.
I think most people have a difficulty with the CDM because we don't focus on those questions.
Right.
So I would say like do those questions too.
Focus on CDM. That is the ending note.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. See you next time. Bye.